You've read the books, you've watched the tutorials, you've done everything the app told you to do. You feed your baby on schedule, you track their sleep, you buy the right products, you do all of it. But what if I told you that right now, tonight, your baby is reaching for something from you that has nothing to do with any of that? Something invisible. Something that no product, no schedule, and no parenting hack can replace. And the longer it goes unnoticed, the harder it becomes to build it later. Most parents spend years wondering why their child seems anxious, distant, or hard to soothe, never realizing that the answer was right there in the very first months of life, in moments so quiet and ordinary they passed without a second thought. What I'm about to share with you isn't a trick. It's not a shortcut. It's the science of what your baby's brain is actually doing and what it's waiting for you to do back. Stay with me, because by the time we get to number 5, the way you see every ordinary moment with your baby will never be the same. Welcome to Silent Baby Mind. Subscribe right now, because what you're about to learn today will permanently change the way you look at your child. Let's start from the beginning. Point 1, your baby is not just looking at you, they are reading you. Every time your baby locks eyes with you, something extraordinary is happening inside their brain. Most parents think of eye contact with their baby as a sweet, simple moment, a look of love, and it is. But it is also something far more complex than that. Researchers at Cambridge University used dual EEG, brain scanning technology placed on both the parent and baby simultaneously, and discovered something that changed how neuroscientists think about early development. When a parent and baby make eye contact, their brain waves begin to synchronize, literally. The electrical activity in both brains starts to pulse at the same rhythm. This is called neural coupling, and it is one of the most powerful biological processes in human development. What it means is this: your baby's brain is not just receiving information from the world around them, it is reaching out, looking for a mind to connect with, a nervous system to model itself after. And when they look at your face, they are asking a question without words. Is it safe here? Am I seen? Do I matter? Your face is the answer. Here is what most parents don't realize. It is not just the moments when you smile and coo that count. It is the moments when you look up from your phone, when you turn toward them during a diaper change instead of staring at the ceiling, when you narrate what you are doing. I'm putting your socks on now, one foot then the other, not because they understand the words, but because the tone, the rhythm, the warmth of your voice is building the architecture of their emotional brain in real time. Serve and return. That is what developmental psychologists call it. Your baby makes a sound, a gesture, a look. You respond. They respond back. That back and forth, not any single magical moment, but the consistent, repeated pattern of it, is literally building the neural pathways that will shape how your child regulates emotions, forms relationships, and handles stress for the rest of their life. So tonight, try this. The next time your baby is awake and calm, put everything down. No multitasking. Just look at them. Let your face be open and warm. Watch what they do, and then respond to whatever they give you. A sound, a smile, a wave of their arm, as if it were the most important message you have ever received. Because to their brain, it is. Point 2. The way you touch your baby is a language, and most parents are only speaking one word. Think about how you hold your baby. The motions are probably automatic by now. Lift, cradle, pat, bounce, efficient, loving, familiar. But here's what the research tells us. Not all touch reaches the same place in a baby's nervous system. The human body contains 2 distinct types of nerve fibers that process touch. The first type, fast fibers, processes pressure and location. That is the kind of touch that tells your brain something is on my arm. The second type, C tactile efference, is slower, and it processes something entirely different. It processes emotional meaning. These fibers respond specifically to gentle, slow, stroking touch at a very particular speed, about 3 to 5 centimeters per second. And these fibers send signals not just to the sensory cortex, but directly to the insula, the part of the brain involved in social bonding, emotional regulation, and the sense of self. Researchers at the University of Gothenburg found that premature babies who received slow, deliberate, skin-to-skin stroking touch showed significantly better neurological development, stronger physiological stability, and higher levels of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, than babies who received standard care without it. This kind of touch is not complicated. It is simply slow, intentional, present. Try this. The next time you are holding your baby, instead of patting or bouncing, try a slow rhythmic stroke along their back or arm. No rush, just steady, warm pressure, moving at the pace of a calm breath. Watch their body respond. The shoulders drop, the breath deepens, the fists unclench. That is not just comfort. That is your nervous system speaking directly to theirs, saying, "You are held. You are safe. I am here." And the more you speak that language, the more fluent your baby's own body becomes in the language of calm. Point 3. You are teaching your baby what emotions are, whether you mean to or not. Here is something that will make you think twice about every frustrated sigh, every tense moment, every time you force a smile when you don't feel it. Babies are born as emotional detectives. A landmark study by researchers at Harvard Center on the Developing Child found that infants as young as 3 months old can detect incongruence between facial expression and tone of voice. In other words, your baby knows when you don't mean it. They cannot explain it. They cannot name it. But their nervous system registers the mismatch, and it registers it as a threat signal. This is not meant to make you feel guilty. Every parent has hard moments. Every parent has days when the smile is thin and the patience is gone. That is human. That is normal. And the research is clear that occasional stress does not harm a baby's development. What matters is repair. When you've had a tense moment, when the crying wore you down and your voice came out sharper than you intended, what happens next is more important than the moment itself. Do you come back? Do you re-engage? Do you let your face soften and your voice slow and signal to your baby that the storm has passed? Psychologist Ed Tronick's still face experiments showed something heartbreaking and hopeful at the same time. When a parent suddenly went emotionally blank, no expression, no response, babies became distressed within seconds. They reached, they called out, they tried everything to get the parent back. But when the parent returned to warm, responsive engagement, babies recovered, quickly and completely, as long as the repair happened. The lesson is not, be perfect. The lesson is, come back. So here's your practice. When things go sideways, and they will, give yourself 60 seconds to reset. Take a breath. Soften your face. Return to your baby's level and let your face say what words cannot yet say. I'm back. We're okay. I see you. That return, that repair, is not just soothing in the moment. It is teaching your baby one of the most important things they will ever learn, that relationships can survive hard moments, that rupture does not mean abandonment, that the people who love you come back. Point 4. Your baby needs to be bored, and you are probably not letting them. This one is uncomfortable because everything in modern parenting culture pushes against it. The apps, the flashcards, the black and white contrast cards, the developmental toys with 17 features. the constant effort to stimulate, engage, enrich. Here is the science. Your baby's brain does not grow only during stimulation, it grows during rest. Researchers studying infant brain development found that some of the most critical neural integration, the process by which different parts of the brain form connections with each other, happens during periods of quiet, unstimulated wakefulness, not sleep, not active play, just stillness. When a baby lies on a blanket and stares at the ceiling, their brain is not idle. It is consolidating, integrating, building internal representations of everything they have experienced. It is the cognitive equivalent of saving a file. But when we fill every quiet moment with noise, motion, lights, and input, we interrupt that process. Child development researcher Alison Gopnik describes babies as having lantern consciousness, a wide, diffuse awareness that takes in everything simultaneously, rather than the focused attention adults use. That mode of consciousness is not a deficit, it is a feature, and it requires space to function. So here is what you can do. Once a day, find 5 minutes, just 5, to let your baby simply exist without input. Lay them somewhere safe. Step back. Do not perform for them. Do not introduce a toy. Do not try to teach them anything. Just let them be. Watch what they do with that space. You will be surprised. They will look at their own hands as if seeing them for the first time. They will track a shadow on the wall. They will discover the sound of their own breath. That is not nothing. That is a brain doing exactly what it needs to do. And your willingness to give them that space, to resist the urge to fill every second, is one of the most quietly powerful things you can do for their development. Point 5. The one thing your baby needs that costs nothing and takes no skill. This is the one I promised you, and it is the simplest thing on this entire list. I want you to try something today, not during a feeding, not during bath time, not when they are fussing and you need to soothe them, just a random, ordinary, quiet moment. Get on the floor, not to play, not to do tummy time, not with a toy in your hand. Just sit on their level and wait. Think about what your baby experiences every single day from a physical perspective. Every person in their world towers above them. Every interaction comes from above. A face looming down, hands reaching from the sky, a voice that comes from somewhere overhead. In the body language of every species on Earth, height signals power, authority, the one in charge. Your baby accepts all of that without question because you are their world. But they never, not once in their daily life, experience you as simply present, eye to eye, body to body, nothing being asked, nothing being given. When you sit on the floor and say nothing and do nothing, you change the entire geometry of your relationship. Research in attachment theory, pioneered by John Bowlby and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth, consistently shows that the quality of a child's attachment to their primary caregiver is not determined by grand gestures or perfect parenting. It is built in the accumulation of small, ordinary moments of felt safety and connection. Being on the floor, at their level, asking nothing, expecting nothing, that is a moment of felt safety. It says without words, I am not here because I have to do something. I am here because you are enough, because being near you is enough. Babies and young children who experience regular moments of this kind of low-demand, non-directive closeness show what researchers call secure attachment, the single strongest predictor of emotional resilience, healthy relationships, and psychological well-being across the entire lifespan. Not the most enriching toys, not the most structured routines, not the most educational content. Secure attachment, built in quiet moments, on the floor, with a parent who came down to their world for no reason other than love. So tonight, not at bedtime, not after the checklist is done, just sometime during the day, put your phone in another room, get on the floor, and be there. No agenda, no performance, just you and your baby in the same space at the same height, both of you breathing the same air. See what happens, and notice how it feels, not just for them, but for you. Closing. Now, think about all 5 of these together. Eye contact that builds neural synchrony. Touch that speaks directly to the emotional brain. Emotional repair that teaches resilience. Space and stillness that allows integration. And quiet, floor-level presence that builds the foundation of secure attachment. None of these cost anything. None of them require a product, a program, or a certification. They require only one thing: your attention, turned fully, genuinely, and consistently toward the small person who chose you, out of all the people in the world, to be their safe place. Your baby is not waiting for you to be a perfect parent. They are waiting for you to show up in the ordinary moments, the quiet ones, the ones that don't look like much from the outside, but that their brain is recording, integrating, and building a life on. You have been doing more than you know, and now you know how to do even more. If this changed the way you see your baby, share it with someone who is raising a little one, because every parent deserves to understand what is happening inside that tiny, brilliant mind. Hit the like button if any of this surprised you. It genuinely helps this channel reach more parents who need it, and leave a comment below. Which of these 5 are you going to try first? I read every single one. Subscribe to Silent Baby Mind, because understanding your baby is the greatest gift you will ever give them. See you in the next one.